What's up, you guys? My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet. And so I've already showed you guys some footage of the Void Bow Hunter subclass. I showed you footage of the Solar Titan, or the Hammer Bro. And the last in the subclasses is the Arc Warlock, or some of you guys are calling them the Sith Warlock, which completely is fitting, by the way, because as you can see, when you pop your super and float around, you very much look like Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars. So I get it. I'm all for it. A couple things to notice. You might notice that the kill feed looks a little bit different. I'm not entirely sure of all the specific changes they made and when they're going to be... my cat just jumped up and smacked me in the thigh right now. I wish you guys could have seen... Whoa! Jeez, man. He hasn't seen me for a couple days, so he's kind of freaking out. All right, come up here. Hopefully they don't hear you purr. Yeah, there's another thing that you might notice in this video, and it's that I'm using an auto rifle, and traditionally, ever since the auto rifles got nerfed, they just aren't very great. So what's happening now is, or at least for the purposes of this video, when we were capturing, they tuned all the guns so that they would have roughly around the same amount of the same time to kill. So if it looks like the auto rifles are a little bit stronger in this video, then that's why. I asked them to comment on whether or not they had any plans on buffing the auto rifles in the future, and they didn't have any comment on that at that time. If I had to guess, I would say that I think a buff is probably coming eventually, just because of how poor they're performing right now in their current form. But I can't say for sure, and I don't want to like give you guys the impression that I was told this definitively. So there's that. This was, I felt like, probably the second strongest class. I think the Solar Titan is I've already said that I think the Solar Titan is the best new subclass as far as PvP goes. And that the new hunter the new hunter class is the weakest when it came to PvP. This is behind the Solar Titan in my mind, but not like incredibly too far behind. Also, I forgot to mention, I mentioned it in the video that I posted before on the Solar Titans. This is a game type called Mayhem Clash. And it is basically a game type where your grenades, melee, and super recharge at like 3 times the normal rate. So it's just constant nades, constant supers, and it was a lot of fun. I was super into it. And yeah, you know, I don't think I have too much to say about the actual subclass. I just sort of let the gameplay speak for itself. It's obviously like a really good class. I mean, I'm of the mind that Warlocks didn't really need any help when it came to this stuff. I think right now Warlocks are the best for PvP. Some people just insist that it's the Hunter with their Blade Dancers and Golden Guns, but I just completely disagree. I think the Warlocks melee and grenades completely make up for the fact that its super maybe isn't as strong as a Blade Dancer. But even the Sunsinger super, like at first when the game first came out, I thought it was like super shitty and it wasn't that great, but after making a Warlock, getting it to 34, and then playing as both the Sunsinger and the Voidwalker, those are both totally fine PvP classes. So, I don't know, I think Warlocks already were the best in PvP, and so with this new subclass, it's just, I mean, it's nothing new. I think it's going to be a top-tier subclass when this finally comes out. It's also pretty curious when you think about it that they originally didn't plan on doing a third subclass for each class in the game. The third little slot that you see, that was actually an old feature that was in the game, and it was a feature that you could do where you could like lock in your skill tree, so you could pick like all the skills that you wanted and all the perks that you wanted within your subclasses, like little power-ups, and then if you locked those in and didn't give yourself a choice anymore, then it gave you some kind of bonus, and then they took that out after before the game actually came out. So that's kind of curious when you think about it. And it's cool that they made the effort to make these subclasses. I don't know how long they've been working on them. I have no idea how to guess that. Another thing about Mayhem is that heavy ammo comes like 3 times as often too. Yeah, you know, I do want to make a video and talk about, because I made a video talking about kind of like ranting on feminism a couple days ago and how I didn't see it as a bad thing, and I hope that the younger generation don't take things like Meninist or Meninism too seriously, and that they just view it as a joke, and that they don't forget that feminism in itself is not a bad thing. That was actually like real controversial. I had a lot of people arguing in the chat, so I ended up disabling the comments and ratings, not because I want to censor anyone, but because if I feel like a discussion isn't like being constructive, then I just don't see the point in doing that. I will make a follow-up video where I kind of clarify my position on things and admit maybe where I was wrong with a few things, but that's not coming until later. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you all later.